If this is not a criminal investigation now, I'd be totally surprised. They'll go on the balance of probabilities based on the area that we fully searched with a lot of people. We can't find any evidence, be it a backpack, a shoe, or whatever. We can't find the kids. If you can't find them, now somebody has to say enough is enough right now for searching those areas. So now we move to where? There's only one other option. A nefarious take to this. In other words, a criminal type thing. That's only my personal opinion.
Imagine the damp morning fog lifting over the dense woods of rural Nova Scotia, and the silence being shattered not by the laughter of two children, but by the chilling revelation that the very blanket meant to comfort them has become the final thread leading straight to those responsible. Investigators have traced Lilly Sullivan's pink blanket from a family trash bin to a remote ATV trail, where forensic testing confirmed her DNA. And they've unlocked encrypted voice recordings that sound eerily like rehearsed confessions. If you believe Lilly, Six, and Jack for deserve answers, hit subscribe now and drop a prayer in the comments below. Because after months of dead ends, the RCMP has uncovered a lead that could finally break this case wide open. From the very moment the Sullivan siblings vanished on May 2nd, every search party, drone sweep, and helicopter flight came back empty. No footprints, no torn clothing, not even a stray toy. Yet, buried in that endless quiet was a torn fragment of a pink blanket, half discarded in the family's trash can, half snagged in branches 7 kilometers away. When DNA analysis confirmed it belonged to Lilly, the blanket stopped being a mere token of innocence and became Exhibit A in what is now a full criminal conspiracy investigation. Tracing that blanket's unlikely path began with a simple question. Who would carry Lilly's blanket into the woods and deliberately tear it in two? The RCMP cross-checked ATV rental records and found that a quad had been checked out on the eve of the disappearance, traced to the very trail where the blanket fragment was recovered. The rental agreement placed the vehicle in service at 9:30 p.m. on May 1st, and cell tower logs confirmed it idled on the back road for 45 minutes that night, long enough for someone to disembark, leave the blanket, and return to the rental cabin under cover darkness. Cell tower data didn't lie. It placed Lilly and Jack's mother, Molly Kia Brooks-Murray, in the same grid cell just 20 minutes away at midnight, despite her public claims of being out of province that evening. When confronted with the digital evidence, her story unraveled. There were no flight manifests, no hotel receipts, no witnesses to her alleged departure. Instead, she returned to the Lansdowne station area by dawn, hours before the children were reported missing. At that point, RCMP teams moved swiftly to secure Brooks-Murray's rental car. Inside the trunk, officers discovered a single pink sock caked in woodland debris, a half-eaten granola bar bearing Jack's DNA, and a tuft of blonde hair entwined with pink fibers identical to Lilly's blanket. Independent forensic experts agree. Accidental transfer is impossible under these circumstances. This was deliberate, and it tied Brooks-Murray directly to the scene. But the breakthrough didn't stop there. Investigators had long suspected that digital clues lay hidden beyond public statements. When RCMP cybercrime units obtained legal warrants for cloud backups, they unearthed deleted voice memo files recorded on an encrypted app. Those files included multiple takes of the same chilling phrases. Once they're gone, nobody will search here again. And keep them quiet until help arrives. Audio specialists confirmed the recordings match Brooks-Murray's voice. Each take is more controlled than the last, evidence of someone rehearsing under pressure. Then came the Janey recordings, anonymous USB drives delivered to the detachment. They contained high-quality audio captured inside the Sullivan trailer by a neighbor's smart device. In one clip, a second voice, later linked to a family acquaintance, whispers, "Dispose of the evidence after dark." The Royal Canadian Mounted Police have seized those tapes as critical evidence, but have not released them publicly, fueling rumors that the truth is more disturbing than anyone imagined. Armed with that knowledge, RCMP forensics scoured local surveillance footage. Hunting cameras from cabins half a mile away recorded a hooded figure carrying a duffel bag toward the ATV trail at dawn on May 2nd. That bag's color and shape matched the one later found in Brooks-Murray's trunk. Night vision footage from provincial drone flight captured 2 small footprints beside the ATV tracks. Proof that children had been present, but only briefly, before being loaded into the vehicle. Witness statements added further weight. A neighbor living near the rental cabin described seeing Brooks Murray leave late at night, her boots muddy, her hood drawn tight. Another recalled hearing a vehicle engine roar at an odd hour. Both accounts, when cross-referenced with digital logs, formed a timeline too precise to ignore. Today, the RCMP's Major Crime Task Force operates on the assumption that this was never an accidental wandering. The case has shifted to criminal charges: obstruction of justice, mischief endangering life, and criminal conspiracy. Warrant drafts reportedly name Brooks Murray and at least one co-conspirator, likely the individual heard on the Janey tapes. More arrests are imminent. Even the RCMP's tone has changed. Where they once appealed to the public for tips on lost children, they now speak of building a criminal case and working toward charges. Senior officers have confirmed the investigation is no longer about finding footprints in the forest. It's about piecing together a deliberate plan to remove 2 children from sight. Behind closed doors, a restricted memo circulated among senior ranks. Its subject: hidden evidence and intent to conceal. It argues that by inserting herself into every media appearance, making emotional pleas, and streaming live updates online, Brooks Murray orchestrated a distraction that served to hide the truth in plain sight. Her online presence, once lauded as devotion, is now viewed as a calculated performance. Now, at last, the search for Lilly and Jack takes on new urgency. Federal forensics are enhancing that convenience store footage which may show 2 small figures exiting a rural gas station in another province. Eyewitnesses have come forward. A terrified guest reported glimpsing a little girl clutching a teddy bear, and a local cab driver recalls ferrying a woman and 2 children away from Lansdowne Station at dawn. Each lead, once dismissed, now demands scrutiny. As of this morning, Brooks Murray is in custody, placed under a publication ban as the RCMP lays out formal charges. Investigators have obtained search warrants for multiple properties, among them a remote shack where backpack liners were found, and a second trailer where officers discovered children's vitamins and a homemade drawing captioned, "Me and Jack by the river." Defense lawyers for Brooks Murray have signaled they may argue mental distress and dispute the chain of custody for the pink blanket. Yet every element, the ATV logs, the trunk items, the encrypted voice files, the Janey recordings, aligns around the same conclusion. Someone calculated each step, from tearing the blanket to burying the digital evidence, to keep Lilly and Jack hidden. The Sullivan family and the Pictou County community have endured months of aching uncertainty. Grandmother Belinda Gray's pleas for Amber alerts went unheeded. Search volunteers poured thousands of hours into the woods, only to find themselves chasing rumors. Online vigilantes speculate about strangers or wildlife, and all the while, the real trail ran straight through the people who should have protected those children most. Now, with criminal charges imminent, there is at least a measure of justice in motion, but criminal proceedings will not bring Lilly and Jack home by themselves. The RCMP is coordinating with child protection agencies and search and rescue divers to revisit water sources, drainage ditches, and abandoned wells where new sonar technology can detect hidden items or even bodies. A ground-penetrating radar team is set to join the search tomorrow at a field near the ATV trail. The question at the core of this tragedy remains: where are Lilly and Jack? Every clue points to a plan executed in secret and sustained through deceptive public appearances. Every unraveled lie brings investigators closer to the truth, and closer to finding these children, alive or otherwise. If you have any information about May 1st or 2, no matter how insignificant it seems, an ATV sighting, an online conversation, a tire track, please contact the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit immediately or call Crime Stoppers anonymously. Share this video to spread the word. Leave your city in the comments and drop a prayer for Lilly and Jack. Their voices may have been silenced that morning, but our world will not stop listening until they are found.